In this video, we are going to learn about Christopher Columbus, one of the most famous explorers of all time. Christopher Columbus forever linked two separate worlds together. Yet, when we look at his life, we see that not everyone who changes history is a hero. When we look at Christopher Columbus's life, we not only learn about history, we learn some very important life lessons. Let's learn about this explorer, Christopher Columbus. In this picture, it almost looks like Christopher Columbus is saying, "Hey, look at my drawing! I made it myself!" Well, this is the best place to begin. Christopher Columbus was born in Genoa, which is now part of present-day Italy, in 1451. You can see where that is on the map. Genoa was a major port city. A port is a place along the water where ships come in and out. This picture is of Genoa today. It is still an important port, a place along the water where ships come in and out, bringing things into Genoa and shipping things out. Growing up in Genoa, Christopher Columbus knew all about exploration. Voyagers and explorers from Genoa had made impressive discoveries. Becoming an explorer was a way to find both fame and fortune. As a young man, Christopher Columbus learned multiple languages and enjoyed reading. One of his favorite books was a book called The Travels of Marco Polo. It was an account of Marco Polo's travels and interactions in Asia. You can see Marco Polo right here. Marco Polo left for Asia and spent 24 years exploring. He returned with great treasures and was one of the most famous people in all of Europe. This is pretty cool. Here are some of Christopher Columbus's original notes in his version of Marco Polo's book. Both the book and Christopher Columbus's notes are in Latin. He even doodled on the side. Do you see his little drawing? Yeah. Christopher Columbus was inspired by Marco Polo, just as many other explorers were. Marco Polo had a huge impact on Christopher Columbus, as we will see shortly. As a young man, Christopher Columbus not only enjoyed studying other languages and reading, he got experience in sailing. According to Columbus, he was just 10 years old when he first went out to sea. He continued sailing, learning the skills of the trade, and studying geography. Then, in 1474, a special map was sent to Christopher Columbus. It was sent by this guy, Pozzo Toscanelli. He doesn't look too happy here, okay? But he was an astronomer. Do you know what an astronomer is? An astronomer is someone who studies space and the objects in it. Toscanelli sent Christopher Columbus a map with the idea of sailing west to get to Asia, instead of sailing east as other explorers had done. Here is a map that was created later based on Toscanelli's map. What is neat about it is you can see not only where Toscanelli believed Asia was, you can see where North and South America are on the map. They are colored white. You see, people didn't realize that there was a whole new world in between Europe and Asia to the west, but they would soon find out. This was perfect for Christopher Columbus. Here was an opportunity to go to the same lands that Marco Polo did, but he could make that journey in a way no one had ever done before by going west. He could not only get incredible riches, he could go down in history. 11 years after receiving the map from Toscanelli, Christopher Columbus presented his plan to King John II of Portugal. Remember this picture from earlier? Here's my drawing. It shows what it might have looked like when Christopher Columbus went to Portugal to ask the king for support. He's like, please let me go on this trip. His idea was for 3 ships to sail west, and that he would get a fancy title when they arrive and be in charge, and that he would get 10% of the treasure. But it was a risky plan. Most explorers of the day believed it was impossible. They believed the distance from Europe and Asia was just too far, and that ships that went west to go to Asia would run out of food and water, and everyone on the expedition would die. So Portugal said no. So then he went to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain and pitched them the same thing. Please let me go on this trip. And at first they said no too, but then they changed their minds and were like, okay, let's do this. Okay, you could go. They agreed Columbus would have 3 ships to sail west. Columbus would be admiral of the open sea if he was successful, and governor of any discovered land, and he would get 10% of the treasure. The big day came on August 3rd, 1492. Christopher Columbus and his 3 ships left Spain to begin their historic voyage. You can see people saying goodbye to those leaving on this risky expedition. Many of the sailors were probably nervous that they might never see Europe again. You could probably pick out Christopher Columbus. He is waving goodbye with a serious look on his face. Even with all of his confidence, he had to have known how dangerous this voyage truly was. Here is a picture of a recreation of the 3 ships that made the trip: the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria first stopped by the Canary Islands and then crossed the Atlantic Ocean. At every step of the voyage, Christopher Columbus wrote down what was happening. Being influenced so much by Marco Polo, it was like he knew that history itself was watching him, and he wanted to be sure to keep a solid record. After 5 weeks on the open Atlantic Ocean, the tired and discouraged crew finally found land. They assumed, of course, that they had reached Asia. Remember, they based this whole trip on Toscanelli's map. Christopher Columbus thought he was near the same lands Marco Polo visited. So they anchored the ships and went on land. This was one of the biggest moments in world history. They landed on October 12, 1492. Christopher Columbus claimed the land for Spain and called it San Salvador. You can see where that is on the world map. Even though they didn't realize it, they hadn't landed in Asia. They had found a new world. The indigenous people met these newcomers on the shore, and they exchanged gifts. Indigenous means they were natives or originally from the area. Mistaken about their true location, Columbus called them Indians. That moment on the shore, Columbus truly linked these worlds together. They would never be separated again. Soon, ships would be going back and forth from the so-called Old World to the New World. Neither place would ever be the same. In total, Columbus made 4 voyages to the New World. Christopher Columbus was the first governor of the Indies, as King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella promised, but he was harsh and controlling. So many people complained about Christopher Columbus in King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella's court that the king and queen decided to remove him from office. So, in 1500, Christopher Columbus was arrested and sent back to Spain in chains. This happened during his third voyage. He was told he would no longer be governor and spent 6 weeks in jail. They did allow him to leave jail, and after begging for another chance, he was allowed to make one final voyage, but was reminded that he would never be governor again. He treated the Spaniards very poorly as governor, but that isn't the main reason why Christopher Columbus isn't a hero. The same day he first met the indigenous people, he wrote about how he believed they would make good slaves. From his writings, we read that he kidnapped some of the natives the same day he met them. They later escaped, but Christopher Columbus just took more people and shipped out natives as slaves to be sold in Spain. In 1498, Christopher Columbus wrote that they could ship as many slaves as they were able to sell. He freely wrote about all of this because he didn't think it was wrong. Here is a picture of a reconstructed village of one of the peoples enslaved by Christopher Columbus. Many of the indigenous people who weren't shipped away were forced to work. They had no freedom and were treated like property. Slavery is terrible. But Christopher Columbus supported slavery and encouraged more of it. Christopher Columbus was a great sailor. He made one of the biggest accomplishments in world history. Yet, when we look at his life, we see that not everyone who changes history is a hero. Here is the life lesson. Treat people well as you reach for your dreams. No matter what amazing things you accomplish in life, if you treat people poorly and hurt people to get ahead, then it won't matter. You have to treat people well. We study history to learn from it. Learn from Christopher Columbus's life. He accomplished big things, but hurt a lot of people along the way. For years, people treated Christopher Columbus as a hero. They built statues, put him on coins and stamps, named places after him, and many countries even have holidays celebrating him. But today, more and more people are realizing that the life of Christopher Columbus isn't a life we should celebrate, but a life we should learn from. Learn from his life. Treat people well as you reach for your dreams. By helping everyone around you and being kind, you will be a true hero. That is a better kind of life to live. Thank you very much for watching. If you would like to continue learning, you can click to learn about Harriet Tubman or Frederick Douglass, heroes who fought against slavery, or you can click the circle to subscribe for more videos. We hope to see you again soon.